Alright, hello and how the hell are you guys? Welcome back to the Greasy Paint channel and welcome to a very special episode because this is the season 2 finale.
Whoop-de-doo!
And since this is a special occasion, I thought we would paint something very epic. I'm talking about the northern lights in the sky, a big glowing mountain underneath that, and a seascape with a big crashing wave.
What? That's crazy!
So grab your paints, grab your brushes, set up your easel, and set aside some extra time today because we got our work cut out for us, I'm telling you. So what do you say? Are you all excited to paint along with me and end season 2?
I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
Before we get started and I tell you all how to prepare your canvas for this painting, I do have to ask you all to please hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell if you have not done so already. And if you are painting along and you really enjoy the content, please consider hitting the special thank you button.
It would be so awesome. It would be so cool.
Every little bit helps to help run this channel and keep it going. So I'm going to use a black canvas today. I'm going to use a size 16 by 20. You guys use whatever size you want. And you can either buy black canvases as they are, or you can take your white canvas and paint over it with black gesso. Now, black gesso is an acrylic water-based paint that I like to apply with a foam brush. And as you can see, I still have a lot of it left over on the brush that I have to clean off. So on second thought, I actually don't have to clean that off because we're done with this. Yeah, we don't need it no more for this painting. Just be sure that gesso dries up completely before you add the next step, which is your clear oil-based medium. And now you can use liquid clear, first coat clear, magic clear, or in my case, I'm just going to use good old-fashioned refined linseed oil. Now, be sure that you do not lay any of this stuff on too thick. You want it as thin as possible. I have a video that you can check out on how to apply this stuff properly, and you can check it in the playlist or click the upper right-hand corner right now. So, what's next? Let's get the palette. So now after we put the gesso on the canvas and we apply our clear medium, we take our transparent color. In my case, I decided to make a purple color just because, I don't know, I thought that would be a good color today, which I mixed of Alizarin Crimson and Phthalo Blue. I used a lot more crimson than the blue because blue is such a powerful color, and this is what it actually looks like. So that dark color right there, that's that mixed with a little bit of white so you can see it. And I just applied it in various parts of the canvas. You could probably see it on camera if you look very carefully. I do have bits of Phthalo Blue just on its own in various parts, but for the most part, this is going to be mostly a purple looking seascape / mountain northern lights painting or whatever it is. It's just going to have everything in it, and as you can see the color coming off, there it is. All that dark color. So let's bring this color out with our northern lights. Actually, wait a minute. I want to add just a little bit more color in here. I see some blotches. As I stand back, I see some blotches that might have not gotten paint on it, and I just want to make sure this is going to be looking so good. All right. Make sure that color is all spread evenly everywhere. No matter where those colors are landing, you don't want chunks of paint on this canvas. That's not going to work out. So just, you can go over it like that, sure, or up and down, whatever you want. Okay, let me step back again and make sure this time. All right, I think we're good. Now, for those of you that might be a little hesitant to do these northern lights, take a clean brush. I'm going to take what kind of brush is this? Doesn't even say. But it does look like a filbert brush. It's an old one that I barely use or whatever. And firmly, I'm just going to make some shapes like this. Now, you probably can't see that on camera, but I promise, if you're doing this along with me at home, you will be able to see a slight mark there. And what that's going to do is it's going to allow you to plan out your painting a little better if you want. So this way, you don't feel committed to anything until you are satisfied.
I get it.
I don't get it.
Because if you step back from your painting and you decide, no, that's not where I want anything to be, you just go over with a brush. And it can be a dirty brush too. Like that. And you keep trying again until you are satisfied. And maybe that's good.
Sorry, I just think I'm too stupid to understand this.
So now I will take number 6 fan brush, go into just pure titanium white and really load that brush up. Load it up good and well. You can see I'm getting a lot of paint on there. That is important. So where did I put my first mark? I'm going to firmly go over it like that. Get more paint. And second one maybe comes down there like that. And the third like that. Okay.
I have several questions.
Now the next step we want to do just to make sure this turns out good is, again, go into more titanium white. Really get a lot of paint on that fan brush. Just go like that, turn it over like that, and just tap. Just tap.
All you gotta do is just tap it in. Just tap it in now.
Tap various parts of what you already made. These S shapes, I guess. I guess you just made 3 S's, but that's okay. This is gonna be very interesting the way this comes out. Put a little bit more paint. Okay. I'm just tapping. Just tapping.
Tap it in. Just tap it in. Give it a little tappy.
Because this is the really fun part. Now watch this. We are going to take a clean 2-inch brush and we're just going to firmly drag it up, and we're gonna adjust the brush accordingly. So like when we get to a small curve like this, like a spot like that, we'll curve the brush like that. But I'll start with this one. Watch this. Watch what happens to that transparent color underneath when we drag the white through it. See how that, see how it just comes out so well?
Wait, what sorcery is this?
And I made certain bits purple, some bits phthalo blue, and see how those colors change like that? Look at that. Look at the way that undercolor just pops out. Isn't that great?
Satanic black magic. Sick shit.
It's so fun, so cool. I drag a little bit down. Okay, so now we dragged up. We can drag some of it down, some of it, but not too far, not too far down. Or at least not as much as we dragged it so high up. If you want the color to pop more in certain spots, then there you go. Just go over it. Just like that. Kind of wish I made more. Look at this. So fun to do. And remember, I'm turning my brush some ways. And if you find that some lines are crooked, just firmly go over it and drag it up. Just make sure you do it straight this time. There you go. And look how pretty that is.
Wow.
Now, scientifically speaking, what these northern lights actually are in real life are solar winds interacting with the Earth's magnetic field.
Yes, science!
Artistically speaking, I have no idea what that means.
You don't know what you're talking about, do you?
But it's a little something I learned from my friend Heidi Novak, who I actually had on a guest last season when I last did Northern Lights paintings. So shout out to her, and make sure you check out her Instagram where she takes photos of these things and video too. Always like supporting other artists. Oh, I think we said I would have a mountain here, right? Well, perfect. I already have my dark color, my dark purple color here. So I'm just going to go ahead and use that. I think it's dark enough. Let's grab a roll of that paint right now. And again, I have a playlist, or I have a video on my playlist on how to paint mountains like this. and much more detailed than what I'm about to show you. So you can click on the upper right hand corner if you don't know about that yet, and if you're still having trouble with your mountains. And without even thinking about it too much, right there. Right there. You know what? I'm testing that color out now, and I think it needs to be darker. I think it needs to be darker. I need that color to be darker, so I'm gonna grab some of the purple and make more mountain color, and mostly blue, because I need it to be dark, right?
Hours later.
Let's try it now, because if this doesn't work, I'm gonna have to step off and get some black. Hopefully. Oh, that's much better. There we go. Okay, and I'm using the shape of the knife to my advantage to make these peaks right here. Right here. And that's why we need the sky to be bright, to contrast the silhouette of this mountain. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I'm gonna step back a little, see how that looks. Okay, go back into it. Just keep going. Just keep going. Add that dark color. Peek over there, peek over here, and maybe just runs right off the canvas. Because I think later on I'm going to have the wave curl into this side. And it'll make sense once I get to that part. There we go. I shouldn't worry about that part right now. Don't worry about the bottom part. I mean, let's just focus on the top. Almost forgot how to paint mountains using the wet on wet technique here. Look at that. Okay. And one more peak like that. Yeah. Now I'm going to try to scrape off as much as I can. There we are. I'm going to take the dirty brush I had before when I applied all this color. I didn't clean it for a reason, because I'm just going to go up here and try to wipe away as much excess paint as I can. There we go. Down this way. And this is important. It's going to make the highlights stick better to the canvas, and that's why we do it. That's a firm touch right there. Oh, look at that. Look at that beautiful color just mixing with everything. Look at that. And just to be sure I know what I'm doing, I'm going to add a little bit more dark color around here. Which is funny because we'll have to wipe it off anyway before we add on the highlights. But making sure the color's dark is because we want those highlights to contrast and stick out well. You'll see what I'm saying in a minute. Usually I don't do that part, but it's mixing so much with the white we added to the canvas. Or usually we don't have to do that part, I should say. So, a little bonus lesson.
That's good to know.
Because I think this painting today is a little bit more on the advanced side. So, if you're still a beginner and you started with me, sorry, you're already committed.
You fall behind and you're on your own.
What a way to just jump into it on the deep end, right? So, let's get, let's get some of this titanium white right here. Put it right there because I'll mix it with this light purple color, yeah. I don't want it to be pure white. I would feel like some of this color up here is just reflecting right on that mountain. So I'm going to pull it out as flat as I can get it. Grab a roll of paint. Oh, you can see that better. You could always see that better when I do the lighter colors. And just stick that roll of paint right there. As soon as I feel it stick, that's all I need. And there we go. Down, down, down. Down, baby. Yep. And wipe. I'm going to have to, well, I prefer to wipe my knife after each highlight, but you guys do whatever you want. Dig a tiny little bit closer to the edge there. There we go. There we go. Okay. Pull it out flat again. Very repetitive. Roll of paint, and there we go. Very gently, very quickly or slowly, whatever is easiest for you. I can do either or, like I could just do it real slow like that. I feel like I usually do it slow. But I do that just to like show you guys, because I know a lot of people have trouble with this part when they make mountains. And you will get it, I promise. All you have to do is just keep practicing. And I have faith in you that you'll get it because, again, I always say this, if I can do it, so can you.
Come on, don't bullshit me.
And down this way, more highlight. Make our mountain broader and wider. Like this, it goes down. So we have the tiniest bit up here on this peak, I guess. If you go too far with that, that's all right, because we'll just come across it when we add the shadow color. But first things first. All right, let's keep going. And just so our mountain is not so symmetrical, I'm gonna watch what I'm gonna do. With this roll of paint, I'm just gonna bring it over like that. See how I kind of curved the knife like this? Yeah, and then gently bring it down and keep doing what we've been doing. Okay. I think this mountain, I made more peaks than I usually do, but that's all right. Ooh, see how it's coming out already? So glad I made this light color a little purpley. Like it just makes so much sense. Like, especially over here, maybe that's what's reflecting directly onto that mountain. Yes, absolutely. Look how that just pops and sticks out. And I'm going to step back. I'm going to decide it's time for our shadow color, except I just want to fix one thing that I noticed. I'm just going to drag this down here. Maybe that's where the water is going to start. I just want to push those lights back a little. That's all I wanted to do. So, what can we do for a shadow color? My gosh, I think we'll just go with good old-fashioned Phthalo Blue. Littlest bit of Phthalo Blue. Because again, that blue is just so damn powerful, let me tell you. Mix that with titanium white. I remember when I first started painting this technique, and I wanted to make a purple color. I forgot what I was painting, but I put equal parts blue and Alizarin Crimson, and you want to know what happened? It was like I never put the crimson in. That's how powerful it is. So, again, it's just we went this way, now we have to go down the other angle. So we went more towards the right, let's go down more towards the left. I'm trying to get into that little crevice there. And there we are. Oh, yeah, that just pops. Look at that. Woo! I do plan to do a follow-up tutorial to the video on how to paint mountains. So for those of you still having trouble, or if you did watch that video I made and you're still not getting it, don't worry, I got you. But I could only make so many videos at a time, you know, so just be a little bit more patient.
Well, hurry the hell up. I'm not getting any younger.
But in the meantime, you should still be practicing. Now, I have to get into that little dark area, which is, you know, a little bit too tiny for the size of this knife. So I'm going to load the top part of that knife, which is really, really tiny, just the same way, just the top part. You can see that roll of paint right there on the top. That's what I'm going to use. I'll turn the knife over where it is and just sneak in there and touch. That's all you got to do. There's a way around everything. That's the attitude you have to have when you paint or really do anything in life, and especially anything worthwhile. Okay, very satisfied with that. Very satisfied. Let's get more. And I'll just... Okay. You know what? I actually feel like there's something that doesn't look right here, but let me finish the shadow color. Let me finish the shadow color, because I'm glad that I myself make mistakes, because if you're at home, even if you're painting along, I can show you how to fix them. I can show you how to fix them. All right. All is not lost when you actually think that, oh no, how do I come back from this? It's not just a lesson in painting. It's a lesson in life. It's a life lesson there.
What in God's holy name are you blathering about?
Now, what was I talking about? Well, first of all, let me wipe my knife off, because we're going to go back into our original highlighted purple color. And I'm just going to connect this ridge to that one up there. And I might still be making a mistake. I don't know. But you have to have the attitude that you can fix things even when, you know, you thought you were going to fix it and it turns out worse. No. But in this case, that's not the case, because, yep, there we go. I fixed it.
Bet you never thought about it like that, huh?
That just made more sense to me to connect those two parts. That little curve right there. Just getting more paint. More paint. Just want just a few more breaks down there. Just gonna bounce the knife a little bitty bit. Go up here, sneak in. Wonderful. And I'll fix this over here. I want a little more, just a little more highlight there. Oh, I gotta get more paint. Just want to fill this area in a teeny bit more. I feel like it needs it. If you're painting at home alone at home, or no, you don't have to paint home alone. But if you're painting at home, you decide how much is too much or how much is too little, and vice versa. Just gonna add a little bit more shadow on this side. Maybe connect these two a little better. Oh, that's like some detail work right there. I don't know if you can see that with the camera being where it is, but wow. Now at this point, I'm not, oh, almost kicked the camera over. That would have been a bad mistake. But at this point, I'm not sure if I'm correcting mistakes or getting carried away. So I better stop after this. This better be it for me. So now I want to mist out the bottom of this mountain, except we need a clean, dry brush to do that. And unfortunately, mine is dirtier than my browser history. So we have to clean it. The brush, not my browser history. On second thought, let's clean out my browser history after this. So I'm just going to take a shop towel and clean off as much as possible. And try to get a lot of that color off right there, see? So hopefully this is good enough and we don't have to go into our solvent. So I'll just start tapping the bottom, and look how I'm holding the brush at an angle. I'm matching the angle and the slopes of that mountain. When I go over here, I'm going to turn that brush, do the same thing. So watch. You find if you're picking up too much paint, just go into the shop towel. Go into the shop towel. And there we are. It's like the bottom of that mountain just gets all cloudy. Now, I'll turn the brush over and match up the angle, just like I said. Do the other side. And I'm tapping. I'll give it a good wipe. Use the other side. Maybe grab a new one, or fold this one over, I should say, or inside out. Waste not, want not. And these work a lot better than regular paper towels, so I suggest you get these blue shop towels. Great for paint. It's like made to just soak up and clean all kinds of mediums, not just oil. Such a great invention. Now, just sweep a little in the bottom here. And there we go. Ooh, caught that brush hair before it got on the canvas. There we go. Yeah. And there we are. There's our beautiful mountain right there.
Nice. Very nice.
Now for this next part, you can try to eyeball it if you want, but I'm a perfectionist, or at least I try to be. And I want my horizon / sea level line to be absolutely straight. I'm going to take a little painter's tape. Whoa, almost lost it there. And nope, no I'm not. Let me get the other one. That one is bent for some reason. So there you go. Saw some funny bloopers right there. I'm a grown man who can't seem to get the hang of just ripping tape off the roll.
You have no idea what you're doing.
All right. There we go. That will be long enough. So, gonna rip it right off. And yeah, I know I could have and should have done this in the beginning of the painting and prepping the canvas, but I didn't know I was going to put my mountain. I didn't know where it was going to end, and I kind of didn't want the tape to dictate that. Sometimes I do that, but figured, you know what? Let's be a little bit more free today and show that you can still do it. Okay, I'm gonna put this tape a little bit higher than I want it to be. So I'm gonna think right about there. Remember, this is just temporary. It's just temporary now. Gonna step back and see if that's a good spot. All right, a little bit lower on this side because I didn't think it was too straight. Again, just gonna make an adjustment. Oh, there we go. And it's not sticking to the canvas because we have the oil on there, remember. So I'm sticking it to the sides where it's completely dry. Now, no matter what we do next, I just want to get this horizon line out the way. So we'll go into titanium white. Do that first. Go right underneath and make sure this brush is all flat and not curved. Okay. Just follow it underneath. And there we are. Just make one straight line, and hopefully, if all is well, when we take the paint, not the paint, the tape. When we take the tape off. Okay. All right, satisfied. Now, I did say before that this is a painting that's a little bit more on the advanced side. So we'll be breaking some rules slightly. There's always an exception to some rules every now and then. So one rule is we usually paint what's furthest away and we paint what's closest to us a little bit later, right?
Oh my God, that makes so much sense.
In this case, just to make sure that I don't take up too much space here before we have our crashing wave, I'm going to try to map out where our big wave is going to be first. So let's think about that. Step back from the canvas. Maybe our big wave is going to be right here. And I'm using a clean brush. I'm just making a sketch to where I can see it in the transparent oil. And there we are. I'm not sure if you could see that on camera, but I just want to make sure that I'm satisfied with it before I bring it out with a little bit of white, which I will do in a moment. But I am actually glad that I did that step first because I have decided I don't like it, and I'm going to do it over again.
And just like that, it's gone like an angel's kiss.
And you feel so much freedom when you're not committed, and you feel like the pressure is off because there's no way you can make a mistake.
Huh, seems legit.
I think it would make more sense to have a little bit closer over here. This is the part where it just curves up. It goes like that. All right. Now, make sure I don't lose that spot. I'm going to go into a little bit of the white. And where are we? Where did we put it? Right there. This is the part where it comes crashing down and it just finishes off like that. Okay, step back. You can still fix that too, even if you don't like that, but I like where it is. Now I'll take that fan brush we had before, more titanium white, and right above that wave, maybe there was a smaller wave behind it that's a little bit further away. Like that. And now, over here, I'm just going to go back and forth. And drag some of that white we made out. Drag it out like that. Definitely want to blend that line out that we made. And I don't do seascapes enough. I think this is only like the second or third seascape I made, which is kind of messed up, guys. Why didn't anybody call me out on that?
Can you live with yourself?
Okay, be careful not to go up above that line. And again, just like the northern lights in the sky, look at that undercolor. Look how it just comes out.
Impressive. Very nice.
This line we made, this curvy one, I'm going to start making sort of curved lines, almost like a U shape. Watch this, very like this. See that? Keeping some of the darkness that we made there. Notice how when I was going like this from the horizon or the sea level line, I didn't bring it all the way down. I saved some of that darkness. And even then, I'm not even really using most of the fan brush because I don't have to. I'm getting in these little tight spots in these tight areas right here. getting rid of some of that white and blending it in. And there we are. I gotta do seascapes more often. I don't know why. I don't know why. It seems like I've avoided it. Here we go. And can't forget this spot up here either. Okay. Now, we made our main crashing wave right there. I just want to go over it with more paint. Just make it more defined. It's going to need more paint on it for things we have to do. So, oh, make sure that's flat. Sometimes, like, a lot of paint on there is a good thing, but sometimes it curves the brush a little. Like, now I can't do it, of course. Now I can't show you, but just want to make sure it's nice and horizontally straight. Oh, there it is. See, that's all curved like that. You don't want it like that. You don't want any curves. Just want it nice and flat. Yeah, that's better. Okay, I'll go more paint right here. There we go. Grab some fresh color. Put it right here. And that's good for now.
I disagree.
We'll just do the same thing. But don't touch the top wave. The one that's sitting on top of it, do not touch it. Well, actually, I'll start here. And I'm working in an angle now. Working in an angle. And because it's so tiny in there, I got like a tight spot there. I'm just going to take the filbert brush and do it. But it's a very light touch. Very light. It's not firm at all. Okay, now I can go back to the fan brush. If you're really careful, you can use the fan brush. Just be sure not to touch that top. Just want to fix the top one going into the other one. Hold on. There we go. And those waves are just curling back. Look how we can just move this color. That's why I like working with oils. And for the longest time, I did avoid working with oil paint because I did not know how to paint with it and not mix the mud. And I always worked with acrylics. And those of you who do prefer acrylics for whatever reason, maybe, you know, they do make less of a mess, but I'm telling you, you really gotta just one day step out of your comfort zone and please try these oils just once.
No, I don't think I will.
And I'm gonna wipe my filbert brush very good and well. And this is a new filbert brush, by the way. I've never used this before, so I figured I'd save it for a special occasion. And what better than the season 2 finale, right, folks?
We do not care.
So I'm going to take the filbert brush, drag that out, and just fill in what's called the eye of the wave right here. The eye of the wave. And I'm doing that with circular motions. We'll be using a lot of circular motions for this, and I'm not going to bring it totally up to the top part of the wave. I'm going to save a little bit of that darkness, the tiniest bit. Same with the part that crashes over like this. There we go. And if you want it a little bit lighter, just wipe wipe the brush again. You go into more titanium white and more paint. Just use more paint. Depends on how bright you want that eye to be. Okay. Now for this next part, some people use their 2-inch brush. I like to use the 1-inch brush, and here's why. I feel like I have a lot more control with it, and we don't need that many hairs. We're just going to use the top corner, and we're in such a tight spot and such a tight space. Now I'm gently circulating or making circular movements.
It's a circle.
Bringing that color down just a little bit, not all the way. Just gonna stop right there. And now this is the part where I can sort of take that color and start, showing the angle of that wave. Because the wave comes, turns over, goes back out again. So there's angles involved. Let me step back a moment. I'll take the filbert brush again because I actually ran out of paint here, and I could have kept going because we need more paint. We need more paint for the rest of it. And for this part, I won't really go back into color. I think it'll just get darker and darker as it gets away from the light source. And just make it more circulars like that. Circulars, is that a painting word? And I'll just go down here like this. I'm just sweeping, keeping that angle in mind. Now when you get further down here, you can touch the top. You can touch the top. So it'll just get thinner and thinner. And look at it. Look how it changes color. It's another thing about black canvas paintings is you have this idea in your mind and it's still going to come out differently, and most of the time, even better than you think. Even better than you think.
This is really boring. You really need to up the energy level. I'm getting sick of this.
Woo. Now with the fan brush again, I'm gonna take titanium white, go back into it. Here's where we make the streaks of the wave. So I'll start on the furthest part here, and I'll curve downwards at this angle. Watch. There we go. Grab a bit more paint. See how I'm grabbing it from the top, that curve we made? So don't go over the same spot too much. There we are. I kind of want to dilute the white we made on top because there's no contrast over here. But even if I'm not able to do it, I can fix it later. Just want to try it now. That's all right. I'll fix it later. But you see, this is why I should do seascapes more often. Because, you know, if you don't do something for a while, you get out of practice with it.
Well, that makes sense.
Next step is making all the splashy, foamy parts of the wave. And I'm going to do that by, again, wiping this filbert brush off. Actually, no. I could take that. See, I'm secretly a genius. The one that filbert brush I didn't like in the beginning, that I don't like. I never use this brush for anything. I'll make it. Oh, I'll just mix it with that mountain color actually, because we're gonna make the foamy part of the wave right now. Except we need to make the shadowy part first. So, and it's gonna start over here. And I'm just making circles, going like this with the brush. I'll bring it over here, grab more paint. We need to do this part first. And it goes up. It's going to be hard to see on camera, but I promise if you're following along, doing this step by step, you'll be able to see it. Goes up like that, past that water line. Yes, that's right. That's what I'm doing. Okay. And here too. And it just gets smaller and smaller and smaller. There we are. Now, put that down. Still going to wipe off our good filbert brush. And this is the Princeton Aspen brushes, which I love. I absolutely love these brushes. I think they're synthetic hairs. You can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I use them a lot for my still life paintings, and they work just fine. I use oils. I use the same oils for my still life paintings, nice and thick. So now that we put in the shadow color, we're going to put in the white foam, except you need to pay very close attention that I'm not leaving the canvas with the brush with my circular motions. I'm just scrubbing it in. And unfortunately, this might be a little annoying, but we gotta clean the brush off very often and go back into fresh color. So watch. So I'm just spinning that brush around, trying not to leave the canvas. And already, see, I'm gonna wipe the brush off because I want, see how it gets white up there, how it's fresh and starts diluting. It's best if it's kept looking white and fresh like that throughout a lot of the wave. It's okay if you have a lot of paint on there. There we are. Oh, I forgot to wipe it. That's all right. I'll wipe it now. In my hurry to show you this painting. There you go. So let's fresh color again. So make sure you have a lot of white laid out for you. I'm loading both sides still. And it'll get smaller and smaller. But that white paint should look nice and fresh. There we are. And as you can see, how that white paint just sits on top like that. That's what you want. So if you want, you can go in certain places and just curve it individually like that. There we are.
Wow.
Now I'm going to blend that out with our 1-inch brush. I'm going to hold it like this so I have a little bit more control. So where those two colors meet, the shadow and the white foam, just the corner. And it's ridiculous how little of the brush I'm using. Actually, I use a clean 1-inch brush because I'm going to show you something. Watch this. So I'm just using the corner of the brush, right? Just using the corner of that brush. And if you want to know how little of the brush I'm using, look at that. You see the paint sitting on top of that? I'm just trying to stick to that corner and not the rest of the brush at all. See? I'm going to go back to the other brush though, because I like the way this is shaped a little better for what I'm trying to do here. But at least you get an idea of what I'm talking about. Okay. There we go. Just mixing it all up right there. And if your wave and you're painting at home and your wave is bigger than mine, that's cool too. That is totally fine. No one's painting is ever going to come out exactly the same. Even your own paintings, you can try painting the same thing 3 times and there's going to be little tiny differences here and there. That's just how it is, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. There we are.
Holy smokes.
I said I wanted to fix something, right? Well, I'll take the dirty filbert color, the one I don't like, the brush I don't like, I should say. I'll fix the top here. There we go. You can see the shape better there. Because I didn't keep some of that darkness. Got carried away there. But I was just showing you how to fix it. And there you are.
Wow.
So I'm just going to grab the number 6 fan brush now, go into some titanium white, and do a little detail work, because we're almost in the home stretch, guys. We're almost in the home stretch.
Finally!
Maybe I want some parts in the water in the back to stand out a little bit more. And while I do some detail work here, I just want to thank all of you, honestly, for all your support and your kind words. Those of you that might have been with me since the beginning, because this originally started out as just a hobby when we were all on lockdown during the COVID times. Remember that? Oh, almost seems like yesterday. But I made do with my time, and I've been painting and drawing my whole life, but never tried this technique out before. And what do you know? Got a new love, and I never thought I'd even get 100 subscribers on this thing. And it just really motivates me, guys. And I'm really sorry I can't just put out videos every day. I wish I could. I wish I had the time. But maybe, you know, if I get enough subscribers, if I get more, maybe I could. Who knows? I could do this full time. But hey, that's up to you guys, and that's up to you sharing the channel and telling all your friends about it. And if there's one thing I can say as a big thank you to all of you is, honestly, you know, I really hope all of you are just painting along or doing something in your lives that, like, you've always wanted to do, because you can do it. Whatever your dreams and ambitions are, I support you 100%.
So never give up. Believe, believe, believe. Just do it! You can do it! Yes, I can! Yes, I can!
As a matter of fact, right now, as we're in the home stretch of this painting, I just want to take a short break and introduce you to a friend of mine who can really give you some words of motivation when it comes to doing the things you love and going for your dreams. All right, everyone, as we take a break from the painting, I want to introduce you all to a friend of mine whose life revolves all around artwork. He's a hip-hop artist who's worked with the greats such as Method Man and Snoop Dogg. He's also an actor who you can actually catch on the new Mr. and Mrs. Smith series on Amazon Prime, now streaming, sharing a scene with Donald Glover. Ladies and gentlemen, from right here in New York, here to talk about his new song, Strangers, I give you iNTELL. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up? Thanks for having me.
Yeah,
it's great
of course.
to be here, people. Hello out there.
So what can you tell us about the new song?
So this new song I have, Strangers, is really something that is me stepping outside my box, okay? Because I'm a rapper for about 15 years now, and this song isn't rap, you know? This is something that really shows my songwriting abilities, my melody abilities, my production abilities, because I co-produced the song with Jay Glaze, shout out to him. And I'm really anticipating and excited to see how the world receives it. You know, I was excited enough about it. It really reinvigorated my flame to get back out there and be the artist that I know I can be. And I was inspired enough to shoot a video, which you so kindly directed, so thank you very much.
How about that?
You know, we had a lovely team that, you know, we put together, a small team, but a good team that created some really dope visuals that I think the people are really gonna like and enjoy.
Yeah, you know, I think my subscribers especially are going to like it because there's a good amount of painting in the video. And just a heads up, not to spoil anything too much, but the video is quite provocative. So for those of you who have small children, yeah.
Oh, no, it's not for children, but it's tasteful.
Yes, absolutely.
Hey, we're not allowed to watch that.
You know, one of the reasons I wanted to have you on here is because when we filmed that music video and after we wrapped, you said something along the lines of when you thanked the whole crew and the cast, here's to following our dreams and not letting what anyone else says affect us. I don't know if I'm quoting that word for word, but I strongly believe that in that, and it's actually a message on my channel that I constantly try to reiterate, because you would actually be surprised how many people out there are just afraid to put some paint on the brush and the canvas.
It's similar in the music world where people will go to the extra mile of actually booking a session and recording the song, but they won't put it out, you know? So it's like, or they'll write a really dope song, but they won't record it. So, you know, to every artist that struggles with this, I say just keep trying to push past that hump, because you are incredible, and the world, if you want them to know what you do, you gotta share.
So hopefully you all take that to heart. iNTELL, please take this time to tell everyone where they can find your music, all your social media plugs, where they can hear the new song and see the new video.
Okay, so I haven't done this in a while. It's your boy iNTELL, the iNTELL, son of the legendary U.G.O.D. Zilla from the Wu-Tang Clan, and the founder and leader of Second Generation Wu. I have a new single out right now called Strangers, produced by Jay Glaze. It can be found on all platforms, and the YouTube video should be out April 5th, whenever you're watching this. If it's not out, wait for it. If it's out, go watch it right now. And you can find me on every platform if you just want to listen to any of my other music, because I have a wide variety of it, from doo-wop to hardcore hip-hop to whatever you want to listen to. And that's on all platforms under iNTELL, I-N-T-E-L-L. And you can find me on Instagram. That's where I do most of my promoting and social media interaction at intell.music. That's I-N-T-E-L-L M-U-S-I-C. Thank you very much.
All links will be in the description below. iNTELL, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for having me. Right, let's get back to the painting. Yeah. Well, what can I say? You keep positive people like that in your life, and you'll always be in good company. So, number 6 fan brush, titanium white, once again. My last bit of water is going to come, right about here. Don't even think about it, just go for it.
Do it.
I guess drag some of this paint down first, very firmly, like that, very firmly. And give that wet look. Now, I'm going to drag it down first, obviously, because I'm doing it now. But Unfortunately, we don't want it looking like Northern Lights, so we gotta make it look wet. So we'll do a different technique and go side to side like that too. There we go. That's better yet. We're getting into tight spots here, so I'll get the 1-inch brush and start. Yeah, there we go. And my 1-inch brush was still dirty. That's fine. That's okay. That's not a big deal. We'll use that color. So we have the light of the wet sand down here, but I want to keep it fairly dark because this is the furthest point away from the Northern Lights right now. And obviously it's nice and dark and probably really cold. Ugh. As beautiful as this is, I'm not sure if I would want to see it, especially with the sea right there acting all wild the way it is. You can take number 6 fan brush and really just decide where these streaks of water lie, swiggle it like that. Keep that shape, those curves in mind. Now I'll keep this dark over here. And I do want this wave to crash into something, so that is where our burnt umber comes in, which we have not used yet. And now we shall. I think I'll mix a tiny bit of our dark color in it. Just a tiny bit. Sure enough. Sure enough, I might have mixed too much dark color, but that's okay.
Feeling stupid?
So I'll just make a big rocky looking stone over here. You know what? Actually, no, that knife is too big. I use that knife for the mountains, so we're going to break out our number 5 knife, which is half the size of the number 10, so it'll be better. It'll make a better shape. Yeah, there you go. It's a big rocky looking stone right here, justifying this big crashing wave. Just lay it on there. We're not putting highlights on the mountains, so you can really just paint with this knife. Go ham, go hard if you need to. And yes, it's a dark color on top of more dark, but we're going to fix that. We'll add the highlights to it in a second. And when we add the highlights to it, that's when we go with the lighter touch, just like we did with the highlights on the mountains. So I'll bring that down right there. I'll step back.
Holy, look at all this damage!
There we go. So, I'll get some titanium white. And notice how I didn't overmix the color. And just highlight wherever. Light touch or whatnot. And you thought we weren't going to be able to see it probably, but now we add those highlights in. Okay. And there we are. Big stone on the beach.
Nice.
Now I will take number 6 fan brush again. Boy, we really, so much titanium white on this. And I'll push a little up this time. Make it a little different. And maybe it splashes right here. Water just splashes right where it hits that rock. See? Well, that justifies that.
That was easy.
Maybe on the top right there. And then I'm going to wipe away, well, there's a lot of paint on that. So I'm going to wipe that number 10 good and well. And just, I think I can do this. Slice across, not cut, not roll. Just get a tiny bit of paint right on the top there. Not sure if you can see that. It's sitting on top of the knife. And I'm just going to go left to right, right to left right here. Yeah. Oh, I like that. Yep. Yes. Maybe I'll actually, maybe I can just, yeah, there we go. Just taking the knife now and wiggling it down. More of a wet, sandy look here. You need to get a little bit more paint, do that. Because at this point in the painting, folks, this is really all just the detail work now. Back and forth and kind of curve a little. Like you keep the knife straight, but just start curving a little. There we are.
Oh my God! Wow!
Now this is the part where I'm going to take my liner brush and dip it into more of the linseed oil we used. All right, I know I opened it before because I used it, obviously. I think it dried up a little. Hold on, give me a second.
Early the next morning.
Jeez, that was a project in its own. Whew. All right, so I'll just go into the linseed oil with our liner brush, like that. Let me put it down, grab the palette again, go into dark color now. And I'll twist that brush around too, because I'm going to keep some of this darkness around here. See? More contrast where we could see the foam separate from the eye of that wave. And then I can take some of that color and just as much or as few of these streaks as you want. But these little details are really what sells your paintings, by the way. So the more you focus on that, the more you might be able to, you know, get some supplemental income there. Of course, I'm not speaking from experience. God forbid anybody buys my paintings.
Shut up and take my money.
Now, this part is going to be off screen just because I don't know how to do this with my workstation here, but I'm going to pour just a little bit of this linseed oil out on my palette. Can't show you right now, otherwise it's just going to spill and run down. And I'm going to mix it with some titanium white. I'm going to take my my number 10 palette knife. See that? Almost knocked down the camera.
You are made of stupid.
But I saved it. So I wasn't kidding when I said this is a little bit of an awkward thing, right? See? See how it's all runny? I'm going to try to scrape up as much of that as possible. And then take a different fan brush, one I haven't used yet, go up here and put some stars in the sky. And I could have done this earlier, but when I head down, I'm going to put it here too, where everything splashes. Oh yeah, that works good. So if I got any of that down here, it's justified. And you probably can't see it on camera once again. That's just how it is with these more advanced paintings. I'm going to stick closer to the top of the canvas over here. Because even with the northern lights, and you can look up pictures of this, you still see the stars in the sky. Especially up north where you're away from the city lights. Oh boy, look how, I can't even believe I did it myself.
Ha! Gay!
Maybe a little bit more down here. Just to fill up that empty space. Well, there it is, folks. Our beautiful purple Northern Lights mountain seascape, aka Purple Rain. And this is quite an epic painting, if I do say so myself. I mean, what do you think?
What the f*** is this piece of...
Well, regardless of all the haters out there, I do want to thank all of you that have supported me, that have subscribed to the channel, that have left comments, that have messaged me and emailed me personally, just talking about painting and, you know, how fun it is. I really never expected that this channel can get anywhere near 5,000 subscribers, let alone 100. So I do have to say, there will be a season 3.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
Except it's going to be a while till then. But the good news is, between then and now, I will put out more tutorials and follow-ups to existing videos that I have on the channel.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
So, until next time, folks, from the bottom of my heart,
I just wanted to say thanks. I'm glad you came along, partner.
and of course, till then, keep your dreams high and your pompadours in the sky. Let's paint together.
Reach the stars and